This isn't reality. This is fantasy.
Hollywood Closeup, stardate 8611.9 years Closeup.
Welcome to Paramount Studios, the Star Trek set. I'm Steve Edwards, and do you recognize the engineering deck from the first Star Trek movie? You know, most sets are torn down a few days after shooting. This one's been up for years. But think of this as a house. You don't tear down the house with the people still living in it, especially people with this kind of history. September 1966, America was sinking deeper into Vietnam. Lyndon Johnson was molding his great society. Ronald Reagan was banking on a governorship, and NASA was launching men 2 by 2 in the Gemini capsule. Thursday night television started with family favorites My Three Sons and Bewitched. But this second Thursday in September, a new show called Star Trek took on the sitcoms and took off on its 5-year voyage 10 years ahead of the movie Star Wars.
There is evil here. Monstrous, terrible evil. Hatred of all that lives. Hatred of women. Reshak.
Part action-adventure, part morality play, Star Trek bounded into the 23rd century as the first adult science fiction series. It never really took much of the mass audience with it, though, rarely finishing higher than third in its network time slot. Still, it developed a fiercely loyal following and turned a cast of relative unknowns to television into household names. Accomplished stage actor William Shatner became Captain James T. Kirk. Character actor Leonard Nimoy was Mr. Spock, and Western bad guy DeForest Kelley graduated to the title Dr. Bones McCoy.
Jim, I think I've got it. All we have to do is stop feeding them. Once we stop feeding them, they stop breeding.
NBC had faith in the future, at least the way Star Trek portrayed it, so much so that they ordered an unprecedented second pilot episode after rejecting the first. This was the first try, a $633,000 miss the network deemed too cerebral. Keep in mind that you could make an entire movie back then for under $1 million. Trek fans or Trekkies might recognize some of these scenes from the 2-part episode The Menagerie, which was later built from the rejected pilot The Cage. This restored pilot, using black and white footage to replace missing color scenes, is now available from Paramount Home Video, along with 10 more series episodes.
Records show the tallest group has never been explored. Solar system similar to Earth, 11 planets. Number 4 seems to be Class M. Oxygen atmosphere.
Then they could still be alive, even after 18 years.
If they survive the crash. We aren't going to go? To be certain? Not without any indication of survivors, no.
Although the network brass thought the devil-eared character seemed a bit too satanic and wanted him written out, Spock was the only character who made it into the second pilot and into the series. Back then, though, the ultra-logical Spock was a bit more human. Watch again.
We aren't going to go? To be certain?
When producer Gene Roddenberry created Star Trek, he felt that his greatest challenge was making the audience think they were actually in the 23rd century. A year alone was spent developing the characters and designing the Starship Enterprise. Since any little detail about the ship could potentially hang up future storylines, opinions of space, science, and military experts were solicited and painstakingly reviewed. From the phaser guns to the antimatter warp drive to beaming aboard. Few things were written into scripts without a plausible basis in science. Still, the science and science fiction merely formed a vehicle for the dramatic message.
That means you're condemning this whole planet to a war that may never end. It could go on for year after year, massacre after massacre. All right, Doctor!
The basis of Star Trek is anything that is an issue for mankind.
Invariably, each episode made some comment on the state of world affairs, oppression, racism, the Vietnam War. The show's intelligent writing has been greatly credited for its lasting popularity, but you can't ignore the sheer entertainment value. Special effects that had never been seen on television before, high adventure, and another Gene Roddenberry-inspired innovation.
I also liked girls in legs, and that's why we had the miniskirts on the show.
Star Trek was a costume designer's dream or nightmare, depending on your point of view. And just as the show's principal cast went on to television notoriety, so did many of its guest stars. Joan Collins, Terry Garr, Ricardo Montalban, Merritt Hartley, and Alice's boss Mel, Vic Tayback.
You want to live, don't you, Kirk? You bet you do. But after I get through with you...
Ironically, Star Trek was canceled just 48 days short of man's first moonwalk. NBC would have pulled the plug after its second season rather than its third if it weren't for a massive fan mail campaign. But Star Trek's eventual network demise was only its beginning. The series has been in reruns for a record 17 years and is currently the most successful hour-length show in syndication. In 1979, Star Trek, the motion picture, bombed with the critics, but boomed at the box office. So, Paramount boldly went where no other studio had gone before with Star Trek II and III. Together, these films have made more than $250 million. Now there's Star Trek IV, which some insiders are calling the best Trek film yet. And next fall, Gene Roddenberry plans to bring a whole new Star Trek to television, which is set 150 years later with a whole new cast. So at the end of 20 years, the voyage is just beginning. And this is just the beginning of our voyage, too. We're going to take you behind the scenes of Star Trek IV with our special guests, Mr. Scott, Jimmy Doon, and...
Steve Edwards, I presume.
Commander Uhura. Michelle Nichols.
At your service.
Yeah.
Would you like to see my ship?
Well, who could resist?
Well, follow me.
What does it mean, exact change?
This is very familiar. This is the bridge set that's been used for 7 different starships. But, Michelle, this is not the one you use in Star Trek IV.
Not in Star Trek IV. We blew up the Enterprise in Star Trek III, so we're not on the Enterprise in IV.
Was that sad for you?
It was painful. It was painful for Nichelle, probably for Uhura too. When I saw the film and the ship blew up, it hurt my heart. I cried.
Yeah. Now, you have been involved in space much more than just playing a role in a movie series.
Yes, I got involved with the real space program in the 20th century with NASA, indirectly through Star Trek. And because I felt like the space program today is the only way we're going to really have a Star Trek universe and its beautiful philosophy.
And you went through the programs?
I went through the programs and learned as much as I could about the space program, and eventually was under contract to NASA to recruit the first women and minority astronauts for the space shuttle program.
Would you have been a good astronaut?
You bet. I would go up in a minute if they'd let me.
Okay, well, can we bring you down right now, right back down to Earth?
All right.
Spock, the rest of you stay here. And the rest of you break up. You look like a cadet review.
Yes, that's the crew of the Enterprise taking a little field trip through San Francisco. And no, they're not looking for cable cars or the Golden Gate Bridge. They're looking for something that might swim under the bridge.
What is it? I thought I told you never to call me.
Sorry, Admiral.
All right. Tell them phasers on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Oh, well, I was close.
I am from what on your calendar would be the late 23rd century. I've come back in time to bring 2 humpback whales with me in an attempt to repopulate the species.
Well, why didn't you just say so? I mean, why all the coy disguises?
The disbelieving Earthling is Star Trek newcomer Catherine Hicks. Her expertise as a marine biologist is awkwardly being recruited by Admiral Kirk. But why whales?
We started with an idea that had to do with coming back to the 20th century. And then we started looking for a reason. Talking to various people, friends of mine, scientists and so forth. I thought, wouldn't it be marvelous if we needed to fly a couple of whales into the 23rd century? So we kind of picked up the cause along the way, so to speak. The picture is not necessarily about saving whales. The picture is about saving Earth, really, and the whales are helpful.
Now, Paramount Pictures would rather we didn't reveal the secrets of how they shot the whales. We can tell you that the studio's sunken parking lot was filled with nearly 1 million gallons of water and doubled to San Francisco Bay. Other shots over the 71-day shooting schedule called for the real location.
Why'd you watch where you're going, you dumbass? Well, a double dumbass on you!
Some who have seen Star Trek IV think it's the closest thing yet to the feel of the original series. That could be due to director Leonard Nimoy's emphasis on the characters and their humor rather than the normal cosmic pyrotechnics.
We had done 3 pictures before this one that were, I thought, good, better, but kind of very serious stuff, you know. I thought it was time to lighten up a little bit. We had a good time doing it, so I feel good about it.
What's your question? Your use of language has altered since our arrival. It is currently laced with, shall I say, more colorful metaphors. Double dumbass on you, and so forth.
You mean the profanity?
Yes.
That's simply the way they talk here. Nobody pays any attention to you unless you swear every other word. You'll find it in all the literature of the period.
For example?
Well, the collected works of Jacqueline Suzanne. The novels are Harold Robbins.
Ah, the Giants.
Spock's character is a little different in this film. Remember, he just got his mental katra back and is getting reacclimated to his old life. Admiral Kirk, well, he just seems to be getting mellower.
Star Trek, as we all get older, is changing to fit that aging process, and therefore things change. What was important to me, and therefore Kirk, 5, 10, 15 years ago, is different. And those aspects of drama that we wish to do are different. And that's marvelous. I mean, it's an ongoing process.
Here she goes.
Here's some interesting Star Trek trivia. This is only the second time in history that any of the Enterprise crew has ridden conventional vehicles on camera. The first time was in the 1968 episode called A Piece of the Action.
I like this. I'm gonna get one myself.
Somehow I don't think it's gotten any easier for them since.
Excuse me. You mind stopping that noise? The sins of all our fathers picked up on us the sons. We're all bloody worthless.
You know, Spock is useful in ways that I'd never imagined.
Well, you know, Steve, someone who's really good in a tight squeeze is Scotty.
Oh, yeah? Jimmy Doohan?
Jimmy Doohan.
Well, we'll find out when we come back. Also, we're going to examine the profound effect that Star Trek seems to have on some people in a moment.
Scotty, we're ready for beam out.
My transporter power is down to minimal. I've got to bring in one at a time.
Star Trek's transporter, the inspiration for perhaps the most famous line never said in the TV series. Beam me up, Scotty. Does that surprise you that it was never said? I wonder what Scotty thinks. Jimmy Doohan. Hi, Jimmy.
How you doing, Steve?
Did you know that Beam me up, Scotty was never said?
Well, you know what? I always thought it was said. But I suppose the historians are right because they really check these things. But I think the fans are much better writers.
What do they say when they see you?
Beam me up, Scotty.
Ah, but of course. Now, this role has had a big impact on your life.
There was no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, up until about 8 years ago, I was quite angry that it was stopping me from getting acting jobs.
You were Scotty?
Absolutely. And they weren't writing Scottish parts.
And then the movies came along?
Yeah, now it's better.
Not so bad, huh?
No.
Tell me what happens when fans see you on the freeway.
Oh, I tell you what, it's absolutely fantastic. I remember a group of 4 men riding down, a good 35, 40-year-old men, and they saw me, "Hi, Scotty," and then the guy grabs the wheel and he just goes, "Ruff," as if, wow, you made my day, you know.
Well, we have found that all kinds of people react to Star Trek in all kinds of ways.
I received a fan letter years ago, and when I opened it up, there was a marijuana cigarette pasted on a piece of cardboard, and it said, "You have turned me on so many times, I thought I would return the favor." one of your young fans.
DeForest Kelley's generous pen pal isn't alone in his enthusiasm. Paramount estimates that Star Trek's following is more than 30 million fans strong, and why not? The show in reruns is now seen in more television markets than ever. Movie box office revenues continue to soar, and Trek video cassette sales for this year alone are projected to top $54 million. Now, that's not even mentioning merchandising and publishing. Still, no one's come up with a definitive answer why a TV show that barely survived its first year has mushroomed into such a long-lasting phenomenon. Those closest to his heart can only venture to guess.
You can talk about the fact that it is a hopeful show about the future, which I think makes people feel good. That it has a kind of a jauntiness, at its best, there's a kind of a jaunty, kind of fun escapade, caper feeling about it. And it has a group of characters that somehow magically works together. People like to see these people. People like to watch these people deal with each other and deal with problems together, to solve problems together.
It's the one show that's ever been on that says, hey, there is a tomorrow. We humans are going to make it. We're something. And to any young-minded person, that's a very important statement.
These are Gene Roddenberry's young-minded people. When Star Trek cast members get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, hundreds of them jam the ceremonies in a show of approval. Thousands more jam the floors of Trek conventions worldwide. Mrs. Roddenberry, Star Trek's Nurse Chapel, Majel Barrett, knows all about this.
I've been going to some conventions, and I've had some handicapped people, various number, I mean a great number of them, come up and tell me how much their lives have been changed, have been affected, how they were ready to quit before, how they were ready to call it quits, and they listened to the things that Star Trek said, and it gave them new hope, new encouragement to continue, to endeavor to do something else with their lives and to change. I think just that feeling alone is the nicest thing that's happened to me.
It still may be hard for some people to understand why a mere television show or movie commands such cult status. But considering that NASA named their prototype space shuttle after the Starship Enterprise, it is difficult to argue that Star Trek hasn't had an impact on society. Of course, that's the logical response. The fans simply feel it.
Star Trek has let people become one huge family. And it's like a family, you have all the good and the bad, but it's love. And that's what Gene Roddenberry has given to us, an awful lot of love.
Lieutenant, have you ever piloted a starship out of space, Doc?
Never, sir.
For everything, there is a first time, Lieutenant. Don't you agree, Admiral?
Mm-hmm. Aft thrusters, Mr. Sulu.
Aft thrusters.
Would you like a tranquilizer?
Ahead 1/4 impulse power.
Ahead 1/4 impulse power.
Years of Star Trek with the promise of more to come, and I want to thank you, Nichelle Nichols.
It's been a pleasure, Steve.
And Jimmy Doohan.
Likewise, sir.
You know, I guess this is the point where Captain Kirk would say, take us home, Scotty, so why not? Ahead, warp factor 3, Mr. Scott.
Aye, Captain Edwards.
And all hailing frequencies are open, sir.
Warp factor 3, sir.
Part of the holiday in a movie theater.
And this is Channel 2 Action News for Hinton, Hickory Flat, and the rest of Georgia.
Waited for the new Star Trek movie opened today, the first of the big holiday movies. They're back, but entertainment reporter Peter Bannon isn't too excited.
Take a look at this line outside the Columbia Theater tonight on Peachtree. It really doesn't matter what the picture is like when you have got a ravenous audience of Trekkies ready for anything.
Why? It's Star Trek. You gotta wait. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie.
Does your mother know?
No. Is this going on national television?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Why? I love Star Trek. I love it. It's great.
Are you Trekkies?
Yeah.
To be precise, Star Trek IV, the fourth movie based on the 60s TV series that apparently found immortality after 70s reruns. Star Trek has always been, for me, low-tech sci-fi. I have never understood the appeal of these 23rd century space police settling questions of intergalactical ethical concern. But millions do, and they love these do-gooders, which is why the movie has great appeal even with the obviously aging and pot-bellied original cast. Star Trek IV's subtitle, The Voyage Home, has the Enterprise crew in an alien rent-a-spaceship returning in time to San Francisco in the year 1986 to save the whales. I find it boring, but it is not meant for me. You guys say you saw the movie, right?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Here's my popcorn.
Okay, what'd you think?
Oh, it was excellent.
Worth the wait?
Yes, it's worth the wait.
Better than 1, 2, or 3?
Better than all of them.
What'd you think?
Absolute best one of the 4.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I love it. I was born too early. I should have been born in that century.
I think you people are really going to enjoy and get their money's worth fully.
Everybody seems to agree the movie was worthwhile. Fine. I'll tell you what's not worthwhile. In the big ad in the paper, down here is a number to call. It'll cost you 50 cents to talk to the Enterprise crew. If you want to talk to the Enterprise crew's answering system, waste 50 cents. Otherwise, it's a happening. From the Columbia Theater, this is Peter Bannon, Channel 2 Action News.
Finally arrived. Our NightLife reporter Lisa Clark says Star Trek IV is more than worth the wait.
And wait they did. Crowds piled up along Peachtree Street this evening as people lined up for a seat at the biggest screen in town, the Columbia, and the latest installment of the Star Trek movie series.
We're proposing that we go backwards in time, find humpback whales, then bring them forward in time, drop them off, and hope to hell they tell this probe what to go do with this stuff.
That's the general idea.
Well, that's crazy.
On this voyage, Admiral Kirk and company set out to save the world from a dastardly space probe. The mission involves time travel, landing the crew in present-day San Francisco. The anachronisms are, of course, hilarious.
Stopping that damn noise.
In this 2-hour epic, there is plenty of technological razzle-dazzle, but that's not the chief selling point.
It's emphasizing our people again this time, and all of them, all of us, have a meaningful part in this film, that we're all working together like we used to.
For ardent Trekkies, seeing Kirk, Spock, Bones, Scotty, Chekhov, Sulu, and Uhura will be a happy reunion. And thanks to a script that is full of wit and warmth, Star Trek IV is a delightful voyage for those who may not even know what a Klingon is.
I have a hunch that we'd all be a lot happier discussing this over dinner.
You guys like Italian?
No. Yes.
Yes.
No. Yes.
No.
Yes. I love Italian. And so do you.
Yes.
If you're looking for a Thanksgiving turkey, check elsewhere because you won't find it here. This is a real winner. This is one of those movies. Yes, I am wearing a mic.
Yes,
this is one of those movies that the audience will break into applause from time to time. Just a heck of a lot of fun. Star Trek IV is that rarest of sequels. It's even better than the ones that came before, and I can hardly wait for Star Trek V.
Put Spock on some of the MARTA trains I've been on, you know?
Oh, I like this headband. He looks cute, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
Sounds like fun. See you later. And that is
favorites. And Star Trek IV takes off today. I should be
I got some good news for you, and the good news is that this is great. William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy are our guests tonight. Great? Great. I agree. Great, great, great. That is the great news. Now, here is the bad news. They haven't shown up yet. They're not here. This is unbelievable because we're rolling. Now, I don't know where they are. I have been told that, well, they said they may be at the hotel. Maybe they got fouled up on the time or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call them. So I'm going to call them at the hotel and try to get them over here, all right? Because this is it's unfortunate, these things. I mean, these things happen, and you just got to go with it. All right, so now, this is the number of the hotel, right? This is the number of the hotel. All right, this is the number of the hotel. Now let me try this. Get this set right. All right, all right, all right. Yes, 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 yes. All right, this is the hotel.
Hi, I'm Anita. It's just the two of us here in my mountain hideaway.
That's not the Anita Hotel. All right, well, I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to... That's great. Hey, that's great. Wow.
Oh, stop.
What?
Oh, come on now. Oh, forget it. No, stop it now. Oh, no. What's the matter? Okay.
That was, I want to tell you something.
Wait a minute. That's ridiculous.
The best way I ever saw of getting through the traffic in Manhattan. You got to teach it to me. Well, we're going to come back and talk to the guys who did that great trick.
I'm missing.
Right now. Wow.
That is super.
Yeah, Billy Preston.
All right.
I had to ask you, did you ever, this is like an odd question, but did you ever think, that maybe to explore, strange new worlds, or like you guys wanted to seek out new life and, and new civilizations?
What's he talking about?
You ever think of maybe boldly going where no man has ever gone before?
David, we're here. Yeah, look at this here. You got it?
Really? Did you ever think, by the way, would you go into space? Look at that headline. That has nothing to do with nightlife, I hope. Can you see that?
Sure we can.
Yeah, look at it. Get a close-up. Leonard is making big mistakes. Wow.
By being on this show.
Yeah, right, by being on the show. It made headlines. At least we're making headlines, yeah. Would you go into space? Really, I mean, personally.
Where did we go?
No, would you go into space? Would you really go into space?
Would we go into space?
Real
Are you
space.
crazy? Of course we'd go into space. Sure.
Right, you would. Would you?
I would go. I mean, even with that tragedy, I would go. There's an experience that no man has faced. But, I mean, it must be extraordinary. I'd love to be able to see what they saw and maybe deal with it on my own terms,
Yeah, to do the real thing now. I want to ask you, right, did being Jewish help you with establishing your character? Vulcan, I mean...
Can you do that?
Sure I can do that.
Can you do the left hand? Very good. Very
yes,
good.
live long and prosper.
Your right hand speaks, sir. Are you a lefty? Are you left-handed?
No. I'm right-handed.
Did you know that Vulcans are Jewish?
Yeah, all Vulcans are Jewish. So, Vulcan, what's new? What's going on? You think, did you find any Jews in space, by the way? When you're out there, did you find any Jews in space?
Shaving the eyebrows and putting the ears on, the JDL's going to get you.
Shot, lights on, shot. That's Vulcan talk.
Right.
You know,
Don't make me laugh, please.
Yeah, no, whatever you do. Now, you did Star Trek 4 now. It's coming out, right? Yeah. Star Trek 4, okay.
Well, actually, it's out.
Yeah, it's just out. Yeah, it's just opening, just out. And
great reviews, business is terrific.
Terrific business, and
everybody loves it.
Not a mistake. That headline, nothing, not a mistake. Now, we have a scene from there. And if you give us the premise of Star Trek 4, I think it would help the scene.
In Star Trek 4 in the 23rd century, which is where we live, you get to talking this way after a while.
Yeah, right, you believe, right? You've started
in the 23rd century, there's a very serious problem on Earth. And the only way we can solve the problem is by coming back to now, to 1986, in San Francisco, to pick up a couple of very large things that I won't talk about right now, and fly them into the 23rd century. So we're in San Francisco, and we have to get from San Francisco to Sausalito, and we get on a bus.
Okay, get on a bus, and this is what happens on the bus. Watch your monitors, and watch at home, of course.
Just where is our future? The things we've done and said. Let's just push the button. We'd be better off dead. 'Cause I and I berate you.
Excuse me.
I can't wait
Mind
to
stopping
get
that
to
noise?
you. The sins of all our fathers picked up on us the sons. The only choice we're given is how many megatons. And I
You mind stopping that damn noise?
and I say screw you. And I hope you're blue too. We're all bloody worthless.
They talk about a pinch of salt or a pinch of pepper. That's the best pinch of all. Isn't it?
Oh, you know how many people would love to be able to do that with those boxes? Some man on a bus here in New York said to the kid, how much does that thing cost? The kid said, $70. If I gave you $80, would you sell it to me? The kid said, yeah. He bought it, opened the window, and threw it right out. Well, you directed. What was by the way, what was the real reaction in San Francisco? I mean, you filmed in the streets, right? How did the people
you see
take
how weird we look? Nobody paid any attention.
I had one guy say, get those bums out of here. I mean, it's strange.
Nobody
San
paid any
Francisco's a strange
attention at all.
city.
So they didn't even notice you walking
it was
around.
good. It was
Trekkies
good.
are walking around and everything's fine.
It was good.
I heard one Trekkie say to another, I thought I saw this guy like Captain
Looked just
Kirk,
like
and
it, yeah.
Spock walking along the street. Couldn't be, right?
And they think, no, it can't be you, right? They don't expect you there in San Francisco. So you had a good time doing it. You directed this one, didn't you? Yeah. You directed the last one, and you directed this one.
Yeah.
How are you as a director? I'll ask you first. How are you? How are you?
Ask him first.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him first. Then I'm going to ask you first. You understand the implication? I'm going to ask you first.
What are you going to ask me?
How are you as a director? I'm asking you first.
Why?
Because I have someone to ask you that, right?
Now that's Jewish.
That's
Answer
Jewish,
it.
right.
No, why? What am I getting into here?
Because I'm going to ask someone else.
Oh, like him?
Well, that's a possibility. Why? Why not? Why not?
Wait a minute, let me ask Bill.
No, come on.
He wants to know how he is as a director.
Come on, how are you?
I think I'm a pretty good director.
Come on, Bill.
I second it.
Yeah, he's good, huh?
May God strike me dead.
Now,
ask me how Bill takes direction.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ask me how Bill
first.
takes direction.
All right, I'll ask you first. How do you take
I'm pretty
direction?
good at taking direction.
Leonard? How is he?
Ask me the question.
How is he taking directions, Bill?
Bill does anything he wants to do.
That's really taking directions.
It's within the bounds
No,
of
he's very good.
sanity.
Terrific. We have a good time. We had a good time making this picture.
Well, actually, now, the next one,
He's going to direct.
you're going to direct.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Do you know what the next one's about? What's the next? I mean,
I
you
know
have
what I want it to be about, yeah.
but it's not set yet.
It hasn't been written.
But you have an idea. There's no chance that you'll tell us. There's no chance you would. Wait a minute. No chance you would tell me. You haven't seen the movie yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
You just did it and you didn't see it?
No, and not only have I not seen it, I've forgotten about it. I don't even know what the plot is. And I'm gonna have the greatest time going and wondering what's happening.
Why, because you just forgot, or is it so chopped up that you...
No, I just have that kind of memory where you kind of forget things as it goes on. You know, one thing falls into another.
Do you remember the last question I asked you?
What show is this?
So you're not going to tell, you won't tell me privately once?
I'll tell you on the slide.
Yeah, you will?
Yeah.
On the slide, that's a good idea. Why don't you have it like Rocky and Rambo meet Star Trek? This could be a, you know? How about In Search of Rocky and Rambo?
That's good, Dave.
Huh?
It needs a certain something, I think.
Yeah, it has to be spiced up a little bit.
Like a story.
Long title. It won't fit on the marquee.
But you guys you can really go on with this thing. I mean, you know, it's popular, and, you know, and I mean, just keep going. It never loses. Every one of them is like a whole new, even though you know, it's like a whole new movie. That's what's so great about it.
Well, that's the thing.
No
You don't want to know. I mean, those of us who are connected with it don't want to know what the next thing is until it comes. So it's fresh and it's and alive and attacking new and different problems.
Bill's been doing this for 20 years. I was just a little kid when he started.
See where they make up, put in gray in the beard there?
Yeah, it's great how, I
try to get a little respect.
That'll do it. You look very professorial. You do. You look very professorial.
Well, then people think I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You do. You have that authority. Like there's, you ever notice that people have that in glasses? They have a certain wisdom.
Glasses,
Not that you should do it, but that's a combination.
Glasses and a beard. It's true. You hide behind it.
Yeah, it's a great authority. And the ears, the normal ears also. You didn't think of that, did you? The ears? I mean, that wasn't your idea.
No, it's not my idea.
But it has. But some of the character,
It
some of
worked
the character was yours, right? You have interpretation.
Yeah, but it was not my intention to wear pointed ears in my career. It just happened to me, David.
Yeah,
it happened to me.
Yeah, I did the same thing with a nose. They wanted to...
That's an amazing nose job, I must say.
It's well done.
You didn't see it before. Oh.
Oh, I thought that came off.
Yeah, toucan.
That doesn't come off?
No, it doesn't. What, do you think Halloween's over and I'm going to take it off? I don't believe that. Watch this trick.
You have to listen to jokes about that all the time?
What, nose jokes?
Yeah.
No, I don't think of myself. You know what I'll tell you something. I don't think of myself as having a big nose. I think of myself as having a very small face. We'll be back with more Nightlife right after this.
NightLife will be right back with David's guests, comedian Ron Darien, and more with Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner.
Well, my next guest is a comedian who's never been on television before. Now, there are 3 reasons why we're having him on this show. One is we like to have on NightLife comedians who are making their debut on television. It's one of the thrills for me and the show. And the other reason is because he's a very funny guy. And the third reason, well, you're going to see what the third reason is why this particular show. Please welcome, for the first time on TV, let's give it to him, Ron Darien.
I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm here tonight. I am one of the biggest Trekkies or Trekkers around. How many guys here wanted to be Captain Kirk? There was a time when I was Captain Kirk. I was. I had that style. I had that flow. I had that smooth. Captain Kirk could talk to any alien, anybody at all. This is Captain James T. Kirk. Of the Starship Enterprise, you have got one. As long as you don't reach for what's back there. And, okay. I never wanted to be Scotty. because Scotty was a complainer. You could not ask Scotty anything. Excuse me, Scotty, we can't do it, you know. Sorry, Scotty, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to almost ask you something there. Oh, we can't do it, Captain. We just got to have more time. You've got to give me more time, Captain. I just got to have more time. I need it. More time. You couldn't tell what they got. And we cannot forget about Mr. Spock. An enigmatic character. Spock, very, very intelligent guy. How come he never learned how to round off? You know what I mean? Yes, Captain. Sensors indicate 0.9999999. It's one. It's one. Round it off to one. Round it off. I wish we had more time, but we don't. Thanks a lot.
Did you ever, when you hear impressions of yourself, does it sound like you to you? He's great.
He's very good.
Yeah, he really sounds.
I thought he did him
I thought he had
extremely
Bill
well, but I
perfect.
thought
He had Bill perfect.
I thought, yeah, he had both of you perfect. Now, look, great luck with Star Trek 4. When you do 5, there's a place for a funny guy.
Yeah, yeah. Where is it?
But I'm afraid when you
know,
take
which
off your
funny
nose,
guy?
you're not
Wait a
going to be funny.
I'm going to take off my whole head to be in your next movie. How's that?
You got a job.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, let's all beam out of here. That's it. Good night, everyone.
Some of the guests of NightLife stay at the UN Plaza. Enjoy what New York has to offer. Then experience the hotel that rises above the rest, the United Nations Plaza Hotel. For reservations, call 1-800-228-9000. Good night.
Peace, as long as Kirk lives.
Spock has lost his memory.
It's me, McCoy.
You really have gone where no man's gone before. They're going back in time to explore the strangest world of all.
Many of their customs will doubtless take us by surprise.
You guys like Italian?
No. Yes. Yeah. No. Yes.
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, rated PG. Now playing.
A special holiday edition.
One another in
Hollywood movie prop.
Independent news.
Some of his favorites. Jeffrey?
Mort, this may not turn out to be the greatest movie year, but today's unofficial start to the holiday movie-going season shows a wide variety of films to see. Here are some of my weekend recommendations.
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, is the talk of the country now, and rightly so. It's the big new movie to see for the early holiday season, as the crew of the Enterprise journeys back in time to 1986 to retrieve some humpback whales to save the world of the 23rd century. It's got a genuine sense of adventure and excitement and humor, and it's the best of the Star Trek films.
Man the ship! Scotty, do you hear me? Scotty! Yes. Move, move! Seems to save you all hands. I will.
mind stopping that noise?
The sins of all our fathers being dumped on us the sons. The only choice we're given is how many megatons.
Excuse me.
And I
Do you mind stopping that damn noise?
And I say salute to. And I hope you're blue too. We're all bloody wetlands.
I wish I could do that on the New York City subway sometime. That, of course, is Admiral James Kirk and Mr. Spock, who've dropped by present-day San Francisco and are reducing some noise pollution. It's in a scene from Star Trek IV, the newest adventure with the crew of the Enterprise. I'm Jeffrey Lyons.
And I'm Michael Medved. In addition to Star Trek IV, we'll review Mosquito Coast with Harrison Ford as a non-conformist installment in the ongoing adventures of Admiral Kirk and his crew. Now, their challenge this time involves a mysterious space probe that threatens to destroy all of planet Earth, and it can be only turned away by the songs of humpback whales. That's right, humpback whales. Now, the big problem is whales don't exist in the 23rd century because they became extinct, according to this movie, a long time ago. So our heroes have to travel back in time to transport some living whales to the future. Now, in this scene, Kirk and Spock have landed in San Francisco in 1986, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to complete their mission.
Mr. Spock, here we are. Thanks to your restored memories, a little bit of good luck, we're walking the streets of San Francisco looking for a couple of humpback whales. How do you propose to solve this minor problem?
Simple logic will suffice. I believe I shall begin by making use of this map. I have the distance and bearing which were provided by Commander Uhura. If we juxtapose our coordinates, we should be able to find our destination, which lies at 283.7 degrees.
I think we'll find what we're looking for at the Station Institute in Sausalito. A pair of humpback whales named George and Gracie.
How do you know this?
Simple logic.
What does it mean, exact change?
Now, even without the right change, they eventually find their way to the whales, where they make friends with a pretty marine biologist played by Catherine Hicks. Now, they hope to win her help in borrowing 2 whales to take back to the future, but even though she agrees to dinner with Captain Kirk, she remains suspicious of this visitor.
Large mushroom pepperoni with extra onions and a Michelob, please.
Ready?
What is that?
What's wrong?
You have a pocket pager. Are you a doctor?
What is it? I thought I told you never to call me.
Sorry, Admiral. We just thought you'd like to know. We're beaming them in now.
All right. Tell them phasers on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
You want to try it from the top?
Why don't you tell me when those whales are leaving?
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Oh, well, I was close. I mean, I knew outer space was going to come into this sooner or later.
The truth?
Oh, I am all ears.
Okay. The truth. I am from what on your calendar would be the late 23rd century. I've come back in time to bring 2 humpback whales with me in an attempt to repopulate the species.
Well, why didn't you just say so? I mean, why all the coy disguises?
That's some good dialogue and a good script, and that's one of the reasons that Star Trek IV delivers absolutely everything we've come to expect from a Star Trek movie. Their familiar faces and their world-class special effects, of course, but this film also delivers 2 big assets that were generally missing from its predecessors. Number 1, as you could see in those scenes, Star Trek IV has a very refreshing sense of humor. And number 2, this movie has a caring heart. Like the very best of the vintage Star Treks on TV, it delivers an important message, along with its entertaining story, here making a surprisingly impassioned plea for saving endangered species. Leonard Nimoy fit 2 hats over his pointed ears while working on this picture, not only playing Spock, of course, but also directing the film, as he did with Star Trek III. And this time out, Nimoy has created a big, bold, energetic movie that is by far and away the best of the Star Trek series.
Better than the 3 previous ones combined for my money. Litmus test here. What did I do? A passionate non-Trekkie, if you will.
Right,
I
just
went
a civilian,
home,
right?
and that night I turned on a rerun, and just an average rerun, I'm told by people in the know, of an old Star Trek episode, and I liked it. This movie made me feel that way. It welcomes you back into this family with old friends. That's the mood throughout the picture that I like.
And you've got to say also that Leonard Nimoy is a very generous director.
Sure is.
Even though he's in the same movie he's directing, he focuses his attention a lot on minor characters that you don't get to know so much in the previous films. Chekhov comes out very well. Bones McCoy, the doctor, comes out beautifully in that hospital sequence.
Yeah, he goes to a hospital and he looks at late 20th century medicine and he says, "My God, Spanish Inquisition," implying, of course, quite obviously, that our type of medicine is just so primitive to their standards. You expect him to do something like that, but the way they handle it is just right.
It's very, very good. And the shock value, we associate these people so deeply, so clearly with all that science fiction glitz in 23rd century. To see them walking around in our world today helps us to see that world from fresh eyes, and there's a very good observation that way.
This is a movie for the whole family, too. There's no violence here, and the special effects, when they're needed, are done dazzlingly, beautifully. It's almost like a work of art to see. It's almost like a painting come to life. I just never saw special effects in any Star Trek movie like that
I
before.
thought some of those scenes went on a little bit too long, but that's a minor quibble for a very enjoyable movie.
That's a hint to get on to the next movie.
Even though we both admired Harrison Ford's powerful performance, we agreed that The Mosquito Coast was a downbeat, frustrating film with no sense of adventure. But we both liked Star Trek IV, and we particularly admired its sense of humor, which helped to make it the best Star Trek movie so far. And speaking of a sense of humor, that's what's conspicuously lacking in Firewalker, the supposed comedy adventure with Chuck Norris. Please, Chuck, no more comedies. And we were also both disappointed with the new film version of The Nutcracker, which will leave audiences of all ages bored and confused, and wasted some very colorful sets by Maurice Sendak.
The more I think about Star Trek IV, Michael, the more I love it. It's the movie to see this week.
No question.
Well, that's it for this week. Next time...
Maltin Pin show of television's Perfect Strangers will let you in on the problem that could have ruined the show. Leonard Nimoy will reveal how after 20 years of playing Mr. Spock, he's become more like a Vulcan. And we'll uncover the other side of country superstar Juice Newton. You'll meet Juice, the polo player. Plus, you'll get a peek at some onstage moments with comedians Robin Williams, Gallagher, and Billy Crystal.
Hollywood Insider is brought to you by...
Here's what's happening inside the world of entertainment. How playing Mr. Spock has changed his personality. And you'll find out the unusual way country singer Juice Newton has joined the ranks of Hollywood chic. Stay with us. They say that behind every good comedian, there's a lot of pain. And we've learned that that is certainly true with Carol Burnett. She wrote, after appearing in 3 seasons of the Star Trek television series and 2 Star Trek movies, he's become a director with the help of Mr. Spock.
I did not have time on Vulcan to review the philosophical disciplines.
Come on, Spock, it's me, McCoy. You really have gone where no man's gone before.
It's usually only Hollywood hype when you hear things like Leonard Nimoy is Mr. Spock. But in Nimoy's case, it's true. In the 20 years that Leonard's been associated with Star Trek's famous man from another world, he's become more Vulcan every day.
I think probably Spock has changed me a lot. Playing for an actor, if you're intensely involved with any character over a period of time, you're going to pick up some elements of that character.
How do you propose to solve this minor problem?
Simple logic will suffice. You're playing a character who's cool and rational and thinks things through carefully and is kind of in touch and in control. Maybe some of that rubs off, and I think some of that has rubbed off on me. I think I'm probably better able to handle crisis situations because of my involvement with Spock.
What does it mean, exact change?
Well, it's a good thing that Nimoy's learned from Spock how to handle crises, because for the last few years, he's been in a situation that would give even the pointy-eared Vulcan anxiety attacks.
Hello, Clay.
You camera marker?
Nimoy's been the director of Star Trek III and the new one, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, which finds the Enterprise crew traveling back in time to the 1980s. For Leonard, just playing Spock in Star Trek wasn't enough.
Because I feel I've made a contribution to Star Trek and had a lot more in my head that I wanted to try to contribute to Star Trek. I have strong feelings about what it is, what it means, what it can do, what it can be.
So let's experiment with the possibility that if you take the walk and take a good, long, healthy pause on the walk back.
And I thought to myself, back to us I know things about Star Trek that they don't know. I have feelings about Star Trek that they could not possibly have because they haven't been connected with it for the long time that I have been. I understand the characters better than any outside director who would come in. I've lived with the characters for all this time. Why not make a larger contribution? So I asked the studio to let me direct it.
How many megatons?
Excuse me. Do you mind stopping that damn noise?
The sins of all our fathers, and I hope you're blue too. We're all bloody worthless.
Even though the closeness Nimoy has with the Spock character has been helping him out as a director, he does insist that Spock hasn't changed him emotionally.
We're really not the same people. I mean, I'm not concerned about showing emotion. I'm totally relaxed about that. If I have a feeling, I express it. If I feel bad, I feel bad. If I'm feeling fun, I feel fun. If I want to laugh, I laugh. Spock is a little more rigid than that.
But even so, Leonard Nimoy has a special place in his heart for Mr. Spock. He's made him rich, and he's helped give him the strength to be a director.
I like him a lot. He's a good friend. Spock's been very good to me. I try to be good to him. I think I understand him. I like him.
Now, with a look at first weekend winners with a turkey or two thrown in for good measure. Right, Leonard?
That's right, John. It looks like the movie to beat this holiday season is the third sequel in a series of movies based on a TV show that could never attract enough viewers to satisfy A.C. Nielsen and NBC so many years ago.
Today we're going to see Star Trek. We've been waiting for that to come out.
Star Trek. Star Trek. I want to see that.
Number one is Star Trek, and then I'm just going to be watching the papers to see what new things come out for the holidays here.
Out of the new things that came out for the holidays this year, Star Trek thus far has taken the lead.
The Thanksgiving weekend really was a fabulous weekend for Paramount. Star Trek 4 did somewhere over $26 million at the box office in 5 days, and Crocodile Dundee did about $10 million. It also was a good weekend for Universal with American Tail, which did about $9 million, and it was a very good weekend for the Disney people, whose two films, Song of the South, did about $6.6 million, and The Color of Money from Touchstone Films did somewhere around $5 million.
Impressive figures? Sure. But few film industry experts expect a repeat of the nearly $500 million box office of last Christmas.
Both Solar Babies and The Nutcracker are in the kind of trouble that doesn't get reversed. In the case of Solar Babies, I think it opened with very low awareness. There wasn't any reason why anybody would want to run out and see it. As for The Nutcracker, that was a film that badly needed good reviews. It didn't get them. Films that will peter out, Mosquito Coast runs the risk of that. The word of mouth on this film is that it's not a good film, that it's a depressing film. The reviews have not been good at all. Another film that I think runs the risk of petering out is The Three Amigos. It's not a very funny film, it's not a very good film, but it has some terrific people in it.
Okay, may I ask you boys a couple of questions?
Eddie Murphy's film, The Golden Child, is bound to get off to a rousing start, but whether people will like the film, we still have to see. Time will tell.
You are the chosen one. You will find a child.
Well, I do my best. One reason Star Trek 4 did so well is that it didn't have to be sold. Everybody knows what it is already. Well, the folks at Paramount want everybody to know about the new Eddie Murphy movie, so they spliced a preview trailer for The Golden Child onto every print of Star Trek. That's what I call playing to a captive audience. Mary?
Thank you, Leonard. And we want everyone to know we're welcoming a new member of the Entertainment Tonight family. Movie critic Katie Kelly joins us for the first time. New Yorkers know her for her work on television at WNBC and WABC.
And I tell you, civilization is in trouble. Seems a deep space probe, and no, I'm not talking about your friendly dentist. A probe is threatening the world. And the only thing it can communicate with is, get this, humpback whales, which are extinct in the 23rd century. Oh, no, what to do? Well, not to worry, folks.
We need breakaway speed.
Yes, William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, Admiral Kirk and Mr. Spock to you, and the rest of the Enterprise gang will boldly go where no man has gone before.
does it mean, exact change?
You got it back to the 20th century to grab a couple of humpback whales and bring them back alive. But hey, not without a little stress and tension.
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm